It is savage and it is sick. For another take on this, let's bring in Tracy Walder. She is News Nation's national security contributor. Tracy was also a CIA officer and FBI special agent. Tracy, thank you for being here. You have such a unique perspective on this. As not only someone who was former CIA and former FBI, but you're also an American Jew. And it was an unfathomable weekend for Israel and your community. So first and foremost, Tracy, your reaction toward this news as someone who looks at it from two very significant lenses.
Well, thank you for having me, Marky. And yes, it's such a complicated point of view, I guess, that I have. I mean, my first reaction was when everything initially happened, how in the world did they miss this? I've met with Mossad, Israel CIA multiple times, Shin Bet, their FBI multiple times. And really, I regarded them as one of the best intelligence services in the world. I think I have a better understanding now of how we missed this, but that was really my first reaction. My second reaction really yesterday was, do I send my daughter to Hebrew school? And I have to be honest with you on a personal note, I did not. I'm concerned for the safety of Jews here as well.
Yeah, and this is another just a follow-up question to what you just said about your own daughter. Are Jewish schools across the country on not lockdown, but are they closed this morning? Are there, heightened security there? What kind of correspondence have you gotten pertaining to your own daughter?
I don't know of any that have closed as a result of this. A lot of people are having activities and things like that to kind of think about this, worship about this, pray about this. Yes, security, I would say, is definitely heightened. But the reality is, I'm not sure people realize most temples, most Jewish day schools have a heavy police presence at them already. That's something we've always had, and it's going to continue.
Yeah. Back to one of the first points that you were making about how in the world did this happen. Just last week, President Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, said, quote, "The Middle East is quieter today than it has been in 2 decades." How did we get that so wrong? How did Israel's extensive counterterrorism efforts fail to pick up this attack waged by land, air, and sea? What happened here, Tracy?
So I'm going to answer it in two different parts, if that's okay.
Sure.
The first part, I'm going to actually start with Israel. Obviously, this certainly isn't their fault. They didn't bring this on themselves. I would never blame them for that. However, they have a very interesting political situation in their country that's not good. They're not unified. Yes, Israel has many tanks, artillery, weapons, bombs, but one thing they've always had working in their favor was their political unity. And right now, Bibi Netanyahu is very controversial. And we've had thousands of people of their military service and their intelligence service actually resign in protest. And that has created a really big breakdown in terms of communication. I think we're seeing those security gaps. The second piece is us. I think sometimes from an intelligence perspective, we rely way too much on Israel to actually provide us with intelligence of what's going on in their own country and not being proactive in gathering it on them. And I think as a result, we both kind of missed the ball here.
Yeah. And I also wanted to get your take on, over the weekend, we've been hearing contrasting calls from Israeli experts, world leaders, some saying there has to be an unequivocal call from world nations for de-escalations. But then, some say calls for de-escalation, that's outrageous. If the United States were to be attacked again, the last thing we'd be doing was de-escalating. So where do you stand on what the response should be from the United States, but also countries around the world who are standing in solidarity with Israel?
So I fully support us moving the forward striker group into Israel's waters to help defend them. I think in terms of where we stand with Israel, that is the right thing to do. I do think other countries may be bringing in help to them, but I really am looking towards this de-escalation of not another world war. I don't necessarily want to see Iran getting involved. I don't think Israel is going to directly attack Iran, but I do think they're going to attack perhaps their interests overseas. And I think that is the scary part of what interests they're going to attack overseas.
Yeah, this entire 3 days has been frightening, and we know it comes 50 years and a day after the Yom Kippur War of 1973, so the timing of it is particularly sensitive and traumatic for so many. Tracy Walder, thanks so much, as always, for your input this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.